I really don't have much to say, but I just want to wish him a happy 65th, and Doug as well. Same to you. So, happy birthday.
And now the #1 salesman in the family. He will sell you bulk tires if you have to. He's been selling Hondas and Cadillacs, you name it, and he's retired, though he works for Disney and Universal. This is Joan's brother, Eddy Coppola. He is my twin brother.
Believe it or not, people thought we were twins at one time. Ira made a mistake by having me come up here because I'm going to tell you a few things about Ira that you really don't want to know. First of all, no one in the family calls him Ira. His name is Tati. He's been Tati from the day we met him. If you don't know what, if you're not Jewish, you probably don't know what that means. But it's short for Tatala. And that means baby. And Ira was always the little baby. So we called him Tati. My brother, who's one of my brothers who's now passed away, I think was the first one to name him Tati. And we all just call him Tati. My wife calls him Tati. Nobody calls him Ira. Everybody calls him Tati. The other thing I should tell you about him is that he doesn't abide by his own rules. His 250-mile rule. I moved out of New York to Virginia. I don't want to say anything, but ask Harriet where they moved after they left New York. Harriet, oh, by the way, you know her as Joan. She's Harriet to the family. In case you didn't know who I was talking about, her name is Harriet. We always called her Harriet, just like we always called Tati Tati. Her name's Harriet. She's been Harriet since she was in the dresser drawer. Anyway, he moved to Virginia within, what, 20, 30 miles of us. So we left Virginia to get away. We moved to Florida. Guess what?
Didn't work.
They moved to Florida. So he doesn't abide by his own rules. And the last thing you ought to know about Ira is, if you ever need anything made, Ira's the one to make it. If you want a radio, let's say, you bring Ira a toaster, he will make it a radio. If you want a toaster, you bring him a TV set. Toaster. Ira's very good at electronics. The only thing he doesn't know the difference between a stove, a TV, a computer, or a radio. They're all the same, and he just converts them to whatever he wants. He also, probably didn't tell you this about himself, he's an inventor. He had 3 great inventions in his life. The first one I can't tell you about. The first one was in your car. My brother Carl knows about that one.
Geez.
He and Carl worked on that one.
We can't talk about that.
And we can't mention that because Brandon's here. But it was an actual invention he made. When you were alone with him, get him to tell you what the name of it was. Because that was Ira's invention, and it was really an invention. The second invention he had was the sail chair. How many of you seen him floating around the pool in the sail chair? You have missed the opportunity to see the sail chair. Ira invented the sail chair. Never sold the first one, that's why you've never seen it. But Ira used to float around the pool at his house in the sail chair. It was a chair with a sail. Just like you can imagine. The third was a game. Questron. You probably have people playing it all over the world. Nobody's paid Ira a penny for it. Okay? So that's Ira. That's the best I can tell you about him. Most of the time, if you want to know a lot about Ira, just ask. He will gladly tell you. Happy birthday, Ira.